We are collecting taxes to let the bureaucrats and all the government servants enjoy overseas trips, buy wheat when there is no reason to buy wheat. Do you think we need a ministry anymore? Reduce the number of ministries. There's a party going on. Pay no electricity bill. They say, yeah, what the hell are you saying? We are an incompetent country with no brains, unfortunately. We have the same salary system and the pension system that the Gora left. We don't need money.
We don't need money.
This is like alcohol. I need alcohol. I must because I'm an alcoholic. Even corruption requires a brain.
So there are no chances of any change. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello and welcome to Program Inside in V News English. So today is the day of budget, and a lot of hopes and expectations are from the federal budget, which is being presented by PMLN government with the support of Pakistan People's Party. The budget is for 2024-25. And what an ideal budget should be, number one, and why every year the federal budget is the budget of deficit. Which are the areas of the deficit which could be controlled? What is the best planning for the budget? And what an ideal budget for the common people, which is also known as poor-friendly budget. To discuss these all things, we have one of the renowned and best economists with us, former Deputy Chairman Planning Commission, renowned economist, Dr. Nadeem Haq Sahab. Dr. Nadeem Haq Sahab, very warm welcome to Program Insight in V News English. We will not be asking typical outdated questions. First, tell us what an ideal financial budget should be.
The best budget that should be is an invisible budget. I don't know where you're living, but if you look at any civilized country that is on the move, that is making progress, the budget does not even hit the news. It does not even make the back page. So budget is just like your budget, my budget. It should be the accounting system of the government. What I'm hearing just now, we have kept so much money for this, we have kept so much money for this, we are starting this, we are doing that. For God's sakes, please don't do it. That's not the job of the budget. Stick with the budget and tell us simple that you're doing no taxation, that you're doing no changes at all, period. This nonsense about the budget is a colonial enterprise that I don't think we even understand. Simple.
Then, as you said, then what are the options for the government to have financial resources other than imposing taxes?
I don't think that's correct. I've had fights with several TV channels today. I think this is thinking of the Raj. The Brits left us when the colonial empires were here. They wanted to collect taxes from us to send to bloody England. Why are we collecting taxes? Why are we collecting taxes?
True.
We are collecting taxes to make sure that our VIPs, the brown sahibs who have taken over from the whites, will live in style and luxury that even the white man didn't imagine. We collect taxes to give them huge mansions. We give them the mansions, sometimes 8-10 acre mansions. We give them huge number of cars. We give them free services. We give them free foreign travel. We give them all kinds of things through the budget that we don't want to show anybody that we're giving them this. All this public sector enterprise nonsense that you hear, that we are making this loss, we are making that loss. We are making a loss only because the government servant doesn't want to work. Government servant is a concession given to people to not work. And they are agitating even today outside the secretariat saying, give us a 45% wage increase. Second, we are collecting this money to give parliamentarians money to get elected so that they can do these fancy, in fact, bad projects because they can get elected. We don't even know where the money goes. Some of the money is wasted. We are doing 500, 600 billion rupees of those projects. Projects should stop. The PSTP is full of holes. It is not a good uh, way to invest money, and we are collecting taxes to do that. We are collecting taxes to let these people make bad policies, like buy wheat when there is no reason to buy wheat, import wheat when there's no reason to import wheat, not store wheat properly. When the wheat goes bad, we want to sell it now to the people to consume bad wheat. We are collecting taxes to let the bureaucrats and all the government servants enjoy overseas trips, enjoy making offices like the finance minister just announced. We are making a climate authority. Why are you making a climate authority? Can you please tell me? Has anybody thought about it? Has anybody discussed it in parliament? And this is not one authority I'm talking about. We've estimated Islamabad has 122 regulatory bodies. Can somebody tell me why? How well staffed are they? What do they do? We don't know. We have 150 training academies in Islamabad. We have no trainers. We have no teachers, but we got 150 training academies. We got 350 universities with no professors. So if you want to waste money, there are thousands of ways to waste money, and we use them all. We are making Islamabad as if this city has to fly. We are making about 10, I think 3 or 4 flyovers just now. Each flyover costs about 3 or 4 billion rupees. Why are we making these flyovers? Do we want to subsidize the car forever? We have presented them a whole plan to collect parking fees. Tell me which city in the world doesn't have parking fees? So, I mean, we are only collecting money for our own mismanagement. And that mismanagement nobody wants to talk about because we think that we should give our Rajas, the Mughal emperors, the ability to make the Taj Mahal. Mahal should never have been made. It destroyed India. We should remember policy means competence. Policy means research. Projects mean technical competence, mean technical feasibility, technical cost benefit analysis. That never happens.
That's true, Dr. Saab. And before budget, 3, 4, 5 months before budget, government start consultation with various stakeholders. You're an economist. In your opinion, who are the best people to be consulted for making an ideal financial budget?
First of all, please stop using the stakeholder. What is the stakeholder?
Hmm.
Stakeholder is a person who gets a
People, industrialists.
people who get a subsidy. You talk to the same people who get a subsidy, they take more subsidies than the stakeholder consultation. Tell me, when you go to the US, UK, wherever, Japan, do they have a stakeholder meeting?
No.
Who cares? So, for God's sake, stop this stakeholder nonsense. Get down to your own research and development. That's simple. It's very simple. Do you have
Hmm.
any technical people to make policy? Do you have people technically competent to make tax policy? For example, we just finished 3 days ago a national tax policy that we have developed through the best minds in the country, and we are still working on it. In that, we recommend make a fiscal policy research institute that should make the budget and make the tax policy, and that institute should be the institute that should consult with everybody, that should go around the country, discuss things, and make a policy. But at the same time, the policy has to be based on research, not stakeholder consultation. Policy has to be based on thought, not stakeholder consultation. This business that you get into a room with the industrialist, then you give them this right. Hey, okay, no problem. You make this car. And that's okay. Our people can be screwed by bad cars. We have had 70 years of bad cars. We still don't make an EV. We still don't make an hybrid. That is your stakeholder consultation. We could save tons of money if we had hybrid and EVs. We wouldn't have to import so much oil. Now, we don't want to do that. We want a stakeholder consultation where the stakeholder comes and says, hey, give me more money, give me more protection. None of our industry is capable of competing in the world. Why not? Why don't we have industry that's capable of competing in the world? We have family owned businesses. We don't even have a corporation that's professionally run. We have no business that has grown beyond $1 billion. I think one or two businesses have grown beyond $1 billion. You tell me A country of $250 million, no business with $1 billion. What are we talking about? We haven't got the fundamentals straight in this.
Doctor, what is the best way to cut the non-development expenditure, including, as you mentioned, that these all luxuries which are being enjoyed by the members of the parliament, which are being enjoyed by the ministers, by the ruling elite? So, how it is possible to cut these all costs and luxuries which are being provided to them?
Get your terminology right. Half the problem is our terminology is all wrong. Stakeholder, get rid of stakeholder. There's no such thing. Second thing, get rid of this nonsense that the government can't finance its expenditure. No, spends too much. It's not that the government can't finance its expenditures. The government spends too much. Why does the government spend too much? There should be heads rolling. Why do you spend more than you need to? Right? Secondly, now non-development expenditures. Look, the fact is very simple. We waste money. Why do we have so many ministries? First question, why do we have 54 ministries? We need 13 ministries at best. This is what happened in the 80s.
1 3.
Again, the ministries. G.
Please go ahead.
Why do we have a food security ministry in the center? Why do we have a human resource ministry? These are ministries only meant to give a secretary a job or a minister a job. Why do we have a railways ministry? Why do we have, when we have a transport ministry? Okay, forget it. You don't need a railways ministry. Why do we have a ministry of industries and you have commerce? Why do you have a ministry of power? We have failed in the power sector for 30 years. Do you think we need a ministry anymore? Get rid of the ministry. We have written about it many times. Reduce the number of ministries. Some businesses are technical, not political. Power is not a political business, it's a technical business. Why do we have a ministry then? You want to politicize everything. No country politicizes everything. Then
Doctor, okay.
this business of houses, and you tell me another country that has houses and cars like we have. Any country that gives a secretary, a DC has 3 Land Cruisers. For God's sakes, a junior official has 3 Land Cruisers. A DC has a camp office. What is this camp office? Even the president of the United States doesn't have a camp office. The Prime Minister of UK doesn't have a camp office. Here, everybody has a camp office. Not 1, but 7 camp offices. Chief Minister of Punjab had seven camp offices. I mean, each camp office means that God knows how many people employed there. And then they're waiting hand on foot on people. What is this nonsense? I mean, I can go on and on. Please, we have to first of all take stock. I keep asking this question: who are we? Are we a Soviet Union? Are we a failed Soviet Union? Are we a capitalist country? What are we? I don't even understand what we are. DC fixes prices. DC tells you what the price of tomato is, what the price of peas are, what the price of bloody bananas are. I mean, that's Soviet Union.
Doctor, you have been part of the planning commission. While you were part of the planning commission, your ideas are out of the box ideas. These are one of the best recommendations. While you were part of the planning commission, part of the planning, economic documents, development documents, what have been reaction by the bureaucracy and by the political elite to your suggestions?
They simply say, look, we are having a party. Who likes a person who wants to bust the party? There's a party going on. These guys have 2 or 3 houses, one in Lahore, one in Islamabad, one in Karachi, one in Islamabad. They have cars, one in Karachi, one in Lahore, one in Islamabad. They pay no electricity bill. They say, yeah, what the hell are you saying? Should we give up this party? Islamabad club is 1,000 acres. Gymkhana is about 400 acres. It has come out in the press. We have been saying it for 30 years. That the lease is 400-500 rupees an acre. For God's sakes, what the hell is this? I can't rent a bloody flat in Islamabad for 400 rupees. I'm renting something for 350, 3.5 lakhs. So I mean, for God's sakes, when are we going to discuss real issues? I think the biggest fault, I blame the media for it. I've been blaming all the anchors today. The biggest fault is the media. They ask no questions. They repeat the past, the same old thing. Hey, how is the government going to finance itself? Hey, what are we going to do about this or that? I mean, all kinds of stupid questions. Come on, guys, take the camera to the houses of the bureaucrats and think, look, if you take the, where do you live? Let me ask you, where do you live?
It's easy to say, but Dr. Saab, it's quite difficult. There are now legal restrictions. If the camera is moved to these bureaucrats, there might be legal implications.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If the media is scared of that, then forget it. Then why are you wasting my time and each other's time? Let's
True.
accept it. We
Ye-
are West Rabacha. You take the
Yes.
camera to King Street, anybody stops you. You take the camera to White House, anybody stops you,
No.
right? So for God's sake, let people know. Media itself doesn't have the understanding. Media is just as incompetent as a government. We are an incompetent country with no brains, unfortunately. If we had, we would question things further. We don't question. We just said, oh, tax GDP ratio. People are not paying taxes. People are cheats. When the government doesn't know how to work, it blames the people. Government doesn't know what to
Uh, Coming to the next question, this pension and the salaries, every budget becomes a big issue for the government. And there have been pension reforms, salary reforms, things like that. But in the current budget, again, it is a big issue. Government is facing a daunting challenge. Whether if the government doesn't increase salaries, as you know and we know, there is already demonstration in the secretariat. Then pensions, civil military pensions. How is the best strategy to deal with the pension and the salaries?
Ji, I think you have to get your facts right. There has never been any pension or salary reform in this country in the history of Pakistan. We have the same pension and the salary structure. No, sorry, that's we have the same salary system and the pension system that the Gora left, that Lord Macaulay in 1670 something. We have the same thing. All Bhutto did was make a BPS system, consolidate some of the stuff. Bhutto made a socialist system where nobody can be outside the BPS. Right now, we've broken that and got tons of salaries, but the pension system remains the same. Salary system remains the same. All we do is we have a wage and pay commission every few years, which says nothing except give them more allowances and increase it a little bit. But the system remains the same, that you will get a salary, you will get houses, you will get cars, you will get this, you will get that. At the same time, the bureaucrats have decided, okay, we will get more stuff. What they do is they go ahead and get plots now, which the Gora didn't give. They get cars, which the Gora never gave. They get all kind of perks. They get board memberships, the Gora never gave. So the bureaucrats are expanding their ambit, and the pension and salary structure remains the same. It needs to be revised, it needs to be modernized. You still have a turban allowance in some places. You still have a companion allowance in some places. There are about 200 allowances. You can go and check them out, which are totally useless from the Raj. We still haven't gotten rid of them, for God's sakes. So there has been no pension or salary reform.
Talks of despite enormous resources, industry, and a diverse climate and different things, and a very big human resource, Pakistan is far behind even some of the other South Asian countries and Far Eastern countries.
You
So,
are
what
repeating.
is yes,
You are cliches. Please, this is what I keep telling the media.
not to
All,
discuss.
sir, all that you said is wrong. With due apologies, all that you said is wrong.
Hmm.
We have the only resource that countries have. There's only one resource that countries have. This is the received wisdom of economists all over the world. There's a
Hmm.
famous failed reader, please. Only one resource, which is the human brain. Unfortunately, we don't have the brain. Our best people, we forced them to leave the country. We forced them to run away. No decent person, not even Tahirul Qadri, can live in this country. Even your Maulanas don't want to live in this country. Your retired people all go overseas.
Why?
Because this country is so unpleasant to live in. Because this country is so over controlled and strange, nobody wants to live here. The youth, we've done a survey, 70% don't want to live here. Right?
True.
So
So,
we have
yeah.
no resources. We have no resources. We have no a brain. Two, we can't organize ourselves. Brain means also discipline. People get organized. We don't have that.
So, Dr. Saab, recently, Pakistani Prime Minister visited China. We are hoping something will come from Beijing. We are hoping something will come
Have,
from IMF and World Bank. Tell us, because you have been part of the Planning Commission and part of the negotiations, how difficult it is to negotiate with World Bank and IMF to get urgent money, which is imperative for countries' financial and development sector. If we don't get money, it is always said that Pakistan may default.
But again, I challenge you. We don't need money.
We don't need money.
Yeah. This is like alcohol. I need alcohol. I must because I'm an alcoholic. You need money because you want to waste money.
Wow,
If
wonderful. We
you
want to.
bureaucrat, if you want to give people houses, cars, plots, this, that, etc., hundreds of things, make offices, travel with 100 people, have 10 planes, have 5 helicopters, you need money. Otherwise, tell me why do you need money? I want to know why you need money. We don't need money. We need money because we are intellectually poor. If we got our house in order, we would have less need of money. But unfortunately, we make wasteful projects. You want to make roads and railway. I mean, you want to make silly projects. Why did you make so many IPPs? For example, we had an electricity shortage. We didn't fix the electric system. We built more power projects based on IPPs. IPPs should be banned. IPPs should be outlawed. We should not have any more IPPs. Government is signing IPPs left, right, and center. Now, when they can't pay the bill, they say, "Oh, we will default on the IPPs." We went to the international court. We lost. We lost. We went up to the international court and many things we lost. We keep losing. Does anybody ask why do we keep losing? Is there no reason why we keep losing? It's just bad luck. So, I mean, we don't even worry when we lose. So, you put in IPPs, now you can't pay them. Now you say no solar, no this, no that. And then the IMF says increase your electricity price. What else can you do? If you make these IPPs, you're going to pay for it. Second thing, we say we'll restructure debt, we'll do this. My friend, you borrowed, now pay back. Pay back, simple. And regarding China, hell, we go to China every 3 months.
Dr. Saab, that's very right. As you said, Pakistan doesn't need any money, and the money which is received, it's go in waste. Please tell us, and millions of viewers would be watching and listening to you. Do you think
Nobody,
corruption is one of the biggest issue in Pakistan, which is related to financial mismanagement, and financial mismanagement leads to a deficit budget?
Sergi Pele, first of all, remember nobody watches economics. We are a country not interested in economics. We love foreign policy, we love political bullshit, we don't like economic policy, period. We are a pampered country. We like somebody to give us free loans and then we should do nothing. Our government servants don't want to work. Nobody wants to work. To say that, we are, and corruption. By the way, what is corruption? Your courts have not been able to prove a single case of corruption. Everybody's super clean. Only the media thinks there's corruption. Please tell me where's the corruption? If there's corruption, then why didn't your courts prove it? So I will tell you one thing. Please listen carefully. We are not corrupt because I've seen no evidence of corruption. But I've seen plenty of evidence of incompetence. Rico Dick was incompetence,
Then,
right?
Dr. Saab, where the money goes?
Money goes incompetence. Even using money requires brain. Even negotiation requires brain. Even corruption requires a brain. I warrant if I could get a $1 million bribe in a project because I have no brain, I'll collect 100,000.
True.
So the
But
problem is the brain. You want to negotiate with the IMF? Where's the brain? Okay. ठीक है जी, are we done?
Doctor, that's very right. Every year in every budget, government gives millions of rupees bailout package to some of the entities which are under the control of the federal government. That is also waste of the money. why we have been unable so far to make these organizations profit making with good results, with economic stability, like railways, like Pakistan Steel, like Pakistan International Airlines, likewise many other organizations which are still under the control of the federal government.
I've given you the answer. I'm pointing to the answer.
Please.
This is the answer. Sir, this is the answer. This is the answer. Brain.
Brain.
We don't have the brain. Finished.
Hmm.
Finished. We don't have the culture. Where's the culture of hard work? Please tell me. Do we have any system that works?
Hmm.
Why can't we make a single system that works?
Doctor, somebody has to bring that system, and
Okay.
somebody has to make that system successful. Again, the bureaucracy,
That,
the politicians, the
that
members of.
I'm sorry, sir, that somebody has not been born in Pakistan. It may happen, God knows how many decades from now. It's not happening today.
Then
Because
please predict the economic future of Pakistan. Pakistan would continue to face same economic outlook even in the years to come.
at the moment, that's the way it seems. Period.
So there are no chances of any change.
No, we will go begging, and we think begging will solve our problem. So every prime minister who comes in, correct me if I'm wrong, for the last
Hmm.
50 years, every prime minister who's come in, he's run to China, he's run to US, he's run to Saudi Arabia.
To Abu
Does
Dhabi, to Saudi
does,
Arabia.
does any country does Modi, he's got elected, is he going to China? Is he going to Saudi Arabia?
Hmm.
Lanka? Did
Never.
Ranil go? Bangladesh? Did Khalda Zia go everywhere? For God's
Never.
sakes, the answer lies at home. Answer lies here, not in begging. Why do we beg? Because you don't want to do the work at home. All spoiled children beg for money. A child who is working hard and makes something of himself supports their parents, does not beg for money.
So, Dr. Saab, do you think that in order to make an economic revolution or better Pakistan or better governance, or to learn from the past mistakes, many years since have passed, almost many people have been talking about there should be Truth and Reconciliation Commission. You are
Dr.
in
Nadeem,
revolutionary idea.
please, please,
Yes,
sir, please, get the media, get your friends, anchors to at least start asking the right questions.
true.
Get the people to listen to them. Abhi, if you call two politicians and one says, "Oh, you are corrupt, this, that, etc." Your people will love it. You will love it. Real
Rating
issues,
will go high. Rating will go high.
routine bus. So then every country gets what they want. You want nothing but entertainment, and you want to beg. So let's forget about talking about big things. We want to beg. We want entertainment. We don't want to work. So that's why the mess is there. Any country that you go to, people work very hard, and you can see the hard. You can see people's disciplines. You can see everything. We don't have that, and so that just sums it up. I don't think there's any reason to keep looking for strange answers which don't exist.
Dr. Saab, in the current budget, the government has been talking
बस
about
अब
foreign
खत्म होगी.
direct.
अब
Yes,
क्या और
please.
बात खत्म होगी बात. जब खत्म होगी बात अब छोड़ दें ना.
बस एक
We don't
जुमला और
dead
जी
horse. We don't
once more.
dead.
What do you think? How Pakistan can attract foreign direct investment, which is also considered as an economic indicator?
I'm telling you again and again. Please stop using these cliches.
True.
No country has grown on foreign direct investment, yaar. No country grows on foreign direct investment. Did your father make you? Did you get made on somebody else's money? Yaar, khuda ke waste, we have to work ourselves. Foreign direct investment, loan, this stuff has to stop. For God's sake, stop it. If you want to continue this dialogue, then what do you expect? Every child thinks foreigner will come and save me. My students think, hey, I don't have to work. Government will give me something. They tell me openly. Oh, China will save us. Chinese, yesterday there was an article in the newspaper. China says these people are so stupid. They think CPEC is a game changer. For us, it's just a project. Our media doesn't even read these things. What can we do? If you guys are leading the people, giving them this thing, that FDI is a joke. Why would FDI come here? And when FDI comes, what do they think? They are our mama chachas, they are our fathers, grandfathers. Why do they come here? They come here to take 3 times the money back. No government, no country, no investor will invest without taking 3 times the money back. When the time comes to give the money back, then you start crying. Now, Chinese are very upset. The ambassador, many people have told me they're very upset. They say, you don't even return our money. So,
Last
again,
question only: how to get rid from IMF program?
work hard, think, develop some discipline, invest, work 20 hours a day. Can you do that? If you can't, then please continue the way you are.
Thank you so much, indeed, Dr. Nadeem Ul one of the renowned economists, who said that if Pakistan wished to get rid of IMF, Pakistanis, the people who are part of planning process, everybody has to work hard and to make the economy stable. This is the only solution. Work hard, work tirelessly, and there has to be economic reforms, and through these economic reforms, economic stability could be brought in. Once again, Dr. Nadeem Ul thank you so much for speaking to Program Inside in V News English, Pakistan.